We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Norman Woodstock Spalding. We're in a bare bones broadcasting system, and your skeleton nation at hand. I'm the broadcaster. I'm out for hire. If you have a radio station, you're interested in hiring a broadcaster. I shall bring the advertisers as I squander. Man, they'll come. And I hate advertising with a passion. You know, I can deliver a hell of a good ad. Very much. Now here, I want to remind you of two idiots having something to do with this globe right now, more than any human being at all. Is the inventor of the globe, in the first place, in the width of stars and planets. You see, we got to get light on the subject of the cosmos. If you were sitting on the Lord's lap, you might have to turn the light on to see the cosmos. I think it's dark in the Lord's office where the cosmos sits. The Lord hasn't been in that office for a while. He's out playing with other toys. Or this thing maybe be in the closet. Maybe the Lord's got dust on it in the Lord's closet, and it's an invention the Lord played with, but it hasn't been functioning very well, so the Lord just set it aside. It's like an old Heath kit. One of the first inventions the Lord ever built. But this much I can tell you. In the width of this lovely, wonderful idea that I find priceless, what did it is pretty stupid to have some of the possibilities that live here with all possibility. Now, in the room of all possibilities aren't possible. And that's what I find how this is even possible, that stupidity lives in this priceless place. You can see stupidity living here and making the absence of honesty and generosity take place with humanity. And I find that stupidity really graphically involved with as fungus. So now there's two stupids here living. The evidence that a maker dreamed this up in its dream chamber, and then along with it added fungus to the thing that's really dumb. So now you know that something that dumb has to come from something that dumb. You can't, if it talks like a duck and scratches like one, you know it must be one. Itch. Fungus. The Lord's an idiot. Fungus screws with me, but good. I haven't found a physician yet that even understands what it's about. That's for sure. And tells me my lifestyle got nothing to do with this fungus. No. Fungus, pretty much is breeding the trauma and agony of this globe and living off of it. It's farming humans in it. Very much. Or humans wouldn't give birth to such a place. In fungus. I think the planet Earth is smarter than humanity and is about to take this planet to dormant, which basically is going to drown it in the absence of temperature. It's going to drown the effect of fungus here. Going to drown it. Like a zebra being attacked by a lion, and will take it to the water and make it choke till it leaves it alone. Want to bet? I hope it stays long enough to kill every evidence of fungus that ever could grow here again. Ever. There's no reason for it. Stupid. Never did this place any good. Doesn't do any good. In fact, it does quite the opposite. It farms trauma. You research Candida and tell me what it does. Or is it vulgar? And you're breeding in it. The decadent of it. You're infested with Candida. What a bet. The whole tribe of you. Planet-wide. I can see it. You're suffering nothing yet the symptoms of it. Absolutely. Illness. You don't have awareness. You suffer a lot more than illness. There really isn't anything such thing as health. You know that word? Can you picture something with the term health? What do you picture? Or health has nothing to do with opportunity. It's human anatomy function, and it's not health. It's not. It's maintaining normal. Human anatomy function. You're like Predator. You're like Terminator. You're an android. Very much are you. And you function that way. That's the only reason they could even teach the science to you. If you didn't do that, they couldn't teach the science to you. Which they're not teaching the science to you. At one time you did have the science. And basically what it is, your nutrition stimulates your function at a consistent rate. That's what it does. And it's your nutrition, and of course you're not getting nutrition now. So you can see why your function is not working at a consistent rate. And you're having these reactions like this itch right now behind my ear. That's the effect of fungus big time in my guts. Dumb idea in the first place. Guts. And you can lay this whole thing out on the table, and you'll find nothing but a dumb idea assembled here working. It's impossible. And every one of them's a dumb idea working. It doesn't make any sense how it could. It's not complex at all. It's extremely simple. But it is. Very simple. And how it works is beyond me. And no one knows, quite frankly, because it can't. It's stupid. It doesn't work. There it is working. So it does take this so-called momentum from something to get it started. Once one of them stops, you can't just get it started. Dead. Dead means it functioned and now it won't. And it's rotting. Well, it did function. Now, when you look at a lot of the stuff preceding the death, you can see that it is oxidizing, basically. It is function, failing its maturity, oxidizing. The human anatomy is function, failing its maturity, oxidizing. You call it dead. It isn't. Dead really is the position in your mind you live. Now the anatomy dies, and there's no two ways about it, and I don't think it inherits anything. And you better hope to God it doesn't, because you'll cross my path and you won't like it. Only, dead, in reality, is the picture in your mind of your position in living with death. And I agree with Solomon. You're seeming everything, and you're walking around dead. The way that seemeth right, in the end there is more than death. It's long-lived torment. Farmed by fungus, as far as I'm concerned. That's what it is, Solomon. Long-lived torment, farmed by fungus. The planet's smarter than that. It won't do it. It knows better. When humans won't admit that, the planet will. Want to bet? Yeah, it will. It has a wit of its own. You think this planet has a wit of its own? Yeah? You got a wit? You think it has a wit? You think what built this cosmos has wit? Is that evidence of wit? Is it? I'll tell you it's evidence of wit. Yeah, it is. If you're too dumb to see that, I'll tell you. Humans are evidence of wit. Only you're caught mammal. That ain't much wit. That's for sure. No. I wonder about this frequency. That you find this cosmos is just a frequency. When you can witness this, and because you are frequency you do, then this thing is all on one circuit. And more likely is the other one. Now, whether you go and transpose to those other circuits, I doubt. I know I'm headed to the source of it, which has nothing to do with a circuit at all. So, more likely, the day I'm like the octopus that crawled out of the cage looking for the crab. When I crash here, I'm coming out of here. I'm going across the room and find out what did it. It's got to be somewhere in the same household or somewhere. I'll find it and wring its neck. And I won't be back at all. This is my last time, and something that priceless is not getting the respect it deserves. I'm going to go find out why, because I can't get quite to it here. And humans aren't showing any respect for it at all. I better go, for time's up. Bye.